So guys, today we are here with Kasia. We will talk a little bit about how the school organizes their theoretical training. So, but first of all, if you want to present yourself a little bit and talk us about your background.
So hello there. My name is Kasia. I'm a student support member at Bartolini. So I think that I'm the very first point of contact for you when you reach to Bartolini. Well, I started working here in 2022, so almost 2 years ago already. And I really enjoy it. I developed a strong passion for aviation myself, and I find it really interesting to see how the flight training is actually improving in Poland, and how future pilots are actually getting to the cockpits under our eye. So that's nice.
So to start off, if you can tell me about the e-learning on the school.
So we have our own platform. It's called eVart, and this is the place where the students can access most of our distance learning courses, and basically the whole theoretical training part is there. But for the ATPL theory, we have two different ATPL theory courses. So one of them is a full-time in-class course where students have to be here, every from Monday to Friday. And we also have a distance learning course. We call it guided ATPL, and this is when we make use of most of online platforms like Click Meeting to actually connect with the instructor himself and the group to have some kind of Q&A, also Q&A chat and basically a place and time to find out more what they studied about, right? So basically if they still have some ambiguity regarding one subject or some kind of concept in a given chapter even, we have a place actually dedicated for them to find out more, right? So they don't need to go to YouTube and consult their friends, but they have the instructor actually to tell them how it should be.
Yes. So inside the integrated and modular, you have those ramifications where you can either choose to come in person to the school or have it online. Okay.
So we're trying to cater to different needs of different personalities and the different lifestyle, basically, right?
Yes,
so if we have a person who can dedicate all their time, right, so that they feel fully present Monday, Friday for at least 6-7 months time, I think integrated full-time course is something for them. And of course, if we have a person who works or studies, guided ATPL is a perfect solution, right?
Right. Talking about integrated and modular, do you guys have any differences between them on talking about theoretical training?
Well, of course, integrated full-time has more hours, right? We have 880 hours of the theory lectures. In the guided ATPL, we have, I think, 660 hours. So, of course, it's less. And the study time is also divided differently because for full-time, of course, the instructor is here to tell you more, right? So you have this kind of support here. We also tend to take the students during the theory for the field trips, right? For example, if they're having the IGK, right, aircraft general knowledge, we take them to the airside to take a look into Airbus or Boeing which just landed, to actually have a closer look into the old parts they are studying.
Yeah, that's nice.
We're taking them to the maintenance, also to Wrocław, to the main Ryanair base, to have a chat with the mechanics there as well. Where they're studying communication, we take them to the tower to talk to the
that I was told. Yeah, that's right.
So to have different kind of perspective and kind of practical, insight into their theoretical lectures, which is actually a very good, thing during the boring time spent in their classroom. A trip like that is also something motivating them to study.
Yeah, sure.
With guided ATPL, we also kind of created it to, as I said before, to meet the needs of the person who works, but still is kind of motivated to pass this ATPL theory, right? So we created it in that way that there's enough hours for you to actually study during the week, after hours, right? So we kind of divide it into for 3 hours study time during the week, working week, and the weekends should be off, right?
Okay.
But of course, if you kind of didn't read the chapter during, I don't know, Thursday, Friday, of course you have to keep up with the group and
Yeah, of course.
read more.
And now the hard part. That's the part everyone struggles. The exams. Do you guys do it in the authority? Do you guys do it in the school?
So since this year, since January 2024, we become Astro Control Examination Center, and we hold our own examinations here at the facility. Okay. And we are very happy about it because we can see that the whole experience is far less stressful for the students generally. They don't have to worry about commuting, to the CAA. Catching a train even, being late for that.
Yep.
Some minor things that actually can really disrupt your day and disrupt the whole experience of the examination, actually result in a failure, right? Mm-hmm. So this is what we also noticed, that the stress factor is so great that sometimes students cannot actually overcome it, and it influences badly their results. And this is also why we kind of introduced workshops on studying and stress management as well, right? Okay. So this is also something that we do additionally for our students. At the very beginning of each course for ATPL theory, we offer them workshops on studying to find out what kind of method actually works for each and every particular, right?
Yeah, I can really relate to that with the authority, to be completely honest. We had people passing out during our exams. Not passing out, but passing very badly and leaving the room and stuff. So it's very relatable. And you guys having the Astro Control, you're playing at home, if I might say it. So we have also bigger control of the whole process, right? We decide when to have a session, right? We can if we want to have 4 days in a session, we will have it, right? It's easy for us to have more or less days in a given session. I actually have a doubt about it. For example, we have air law, AGK. For example, you can choose the day where you will do the air law exam.
Yes.
Okay, that's what you were saying.
You can even choose the hour.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Right?
That's nice. So you kind of synchronize that.
It's a hangover for us, actually. The workloads related to that, but from the student's perspective, yes, it is. It is possible, and we cater to it.
You synchronize with Astro Control, and they just
we have modern Apple tablets, so everything is top-notch quality. We provide all the attachments, all the paperwork, all the printouts, which of course are kind of new and already newly printed, right? Mm-hmm. It's not a second-hand printout after hundreds of students before you. So the quality of it is of course much nicer. I think it's also kind of influences the result of the ATPL theory.
Funny thing, I know you are an examiner.
I'm not an examiner. I'm an invigilator. So
invigilator, that's
supervise the exam.
That's my English missed here a little bit, but yeah. How is it your experience with that? Do the students get in? Is the vibe in the room very heavy, or? I
don't think so. I think that they feel comfortable. They know the staff. They know us. They know we are their student support, and this is not they see our faces for the very first time, and they are kind of stressed even because of that. No, they're kind of chilled, maybe not chilled, but rather easygoing, and I think they feel secure and safe here. Mm-hmm. This is, I think, important, right?
Right. What would you say is the biggest difficulty of a student in this phase, in the theoretical phase?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the dilemma whether to go through a question bank or actually study. To be honest, I think this is something that those are two different schools, right? And way of doing and kind of approaching ATPL theory examinations. Because I know that some students really focus on the question banks and going through it as quickly as possible, right? And some students actually want to sit down, understand, read about it, and find out more. So. I think that sometimes the frustration comes in as well, right?
We actually do talk a lot about this in our podcast. bank of questions versus actually knowing.
Yeah.
I mean, I started doing the actually knowing, and I failed. But there are people that do the all question bank, but I also don't think it's correct. I mean, you're going into an exam, you're going to fly a plane, and you are hanging yourself on a ABCD knowledge. Yeah, I think it's not correct. So thinking about this, how does the school?
Well, we encourage students to actually know what they're doing and know why they are learning this. This is not only because, only to pass the ATPL theory, only to pass some kind of exam, but actually to be able later to be a competent pilot and basically you need to know what you're doing, right? Mm-hmm. So also during the assessment for the airline, and this is what we are focusing mostly here, like to educate future pilots for the airlines. This is those kind of questions are going to be asked later on during the final interviews, right? Actually, as you probably know as yourself. So later on, it's still going to kind of bite you somewhere, right?
Yeah. The thing is, you are going to have to study, so just start right away.
Yeah.
If a student is having a rough time, how would you advise him to get through the theoretical phase? Taking care that you guys do have your psychologists. Mm-hmm. You guys have a student support. How would you sit with a student? And because we all know it's a rough part, because flight can be rough, but you're actually doing what you're dreaming of. This part you're just with books and exams, so it's just stress. It's no quality time.
Yeah.
So how would you sit with a student and kind of motivate him to push forward to the theoretical part?
Well, first I would kind of advise and guide to come to us or to any kind of instructor for this matter and communicate that you're struggling at the very first kind of moment that you feel that you're overwhelmed and you're not, going to go through it easily, right? I think that the sooner we know, the better we can help, and actually there's more kind of perspective and more field to actually go through the help. So communicate as quickly as possible. Mm-hmm. And we are here, the student support, so we are going to guide you to the psychologist, or sometimes even we can organize additional lecture or some kind of meeting with the instructor, focusing on that particular subject or subject matter.
Just to add here, don't be ashamed of seeking this kind of help. So it's you don't need to play James Bond here. You are wasting 80k euros in the course.
Investing.
Investing. That's important. Bad use of words. You are investing 80k in your life, so don't waste it on just because you want to go full Rambo mode and through the theoretical course. Just Kasia and Christopher, which we will also have an interview with, are here to help you. And even if you don't choose Bartolini, the other school that might have help for you. So just use it, take part of it. And for the last question, how would you separate Bartolini from other schools in terms of theoretical phase? What does Bartolini have that give them a level up in comparing to other schools?
Well, as I already mentioned, those workshops that we provide to all our students with, not only full-time students, but also our distance learning students, and also those kind of stress management workshops. But I would go back to this guided ATPL theory course, so this distance learning course, because I know that in some schools, in some facilities, you are given the books. Here are your books, here are your materials. Here is 6 months time. Have fun. If anything, don't call me, right?
Yeah.
We have a very different approach. Our guided ATPL is called guided because there's ongoing guidance of the instructor. So we have a weekly schedule sent to those distance learning students, giving them the order of the chapters even to go with, to actually, for them to comprehend the subject matter more clearly and easier, basically. So that's something I think which is quite setting us apart from other facilities. that we have this kind of instructor behind the distance learning course, and those weekly Q&A sessions with the instructor, right? So every 2 or 3 days there's Q&A session. You don't have to, of course, attend. This is not mandatory, but the instructor will be always waiting for you and the rest of the group, so we can share your experience. You can exchange what you found in this chapter difficult or easy, and learn from each other, right? It's always easier to learn in the group in that kind of setting than googling the answers to the things that you're not really certain about, and you are given the answer by another student, right? Sometimes. So I think this is something what really influences the pass rate of our students.
Yeah, and I can totally see that that's a very big improvement, because one of the reasons we actually created the podcast is because we felt very lost and very blindfolded through the course, in the sense that this is a normal course at the same time that it isn't. We really are not very guided in a way to study.
And that's the worst.
Yeah.
That's the worst, that you kind of feel that you paid for something, right? And there's not much help afterwards, right?
Yeah. But that's it. I need to thank you. I need to thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked it. And once again, thank you very much, Kasia, for your time.
And for all of you who pass ATPL theory examinations, finger crossed, pass it with flying colors, of course.
Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video with Kasia, whom I leave a huge thanks for taking the time for this interview. If you have enjoyed this video, be prepared, because this weekend we're releasing 2 more explaining what Bartolini has to offer in regards to their courses, which means we are going to have exciting news about the Ryanair Future Flyer Academy program. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next videos.